good people. Now we are discussing Nasdaq. Today we are discussing Nasdaq. So a lot of you have seen me trading Nasdaq at 4:30, 3, which is I trade the market direction. Okay. First of all, guys, understand me. I can't say it's news, but I can say it's volatility of Nasdaq. News is whereby we are expecting a certain report from government, and then now we are having a Nasdaq. It's volatile. So it's volatile because, okay, let's start from the beginning. We have Nasdaq 100. So now our main focus now, let's focus on this 100. When we say it's 100, Nasdaq 100, what do we mean exactly, man? So we mean, like, guys, okay, Nasdaq, it's a stock organization which holds US shares companies. So those companies, all in all, they are 100. You understand? So it's an organization with 100 US companies. So it means Nasdaq 100. It got 100 US companies. So if it was holding 80 companies, it was gonna be Nasdaq 80. But then because it's holding 100 US companies, now we call it Nasdaq. So I will also use this to make some research with you guys live to rectify where we are wrong. Let's check here on the top. So they say Nasdaq 100. The Nasdaq 100 includes the shares of the Nasdaq largest American and international companies. You see, guys, it consists of 100 companies. So I hope you understand what does that 100 mean on Nasdaq. So out of 100 companies, guys, remember those companies are the reason why Nasdaq moves. Okay, so if we don't have those companies, obviously we don't have Nasdaq. Understand? And then let's focus on how to analyze Nasdaq. Okay, firstly, remember I said if we don't have those companies, we don't have Nasdaq. But here we are focusing also on those companies. Remember, in order for us to detect the movement of Nasdaq, we have to detect the movement of those companies. They're all 100 companies. It means now we have to analyze all 100 companies and then get the direction of all 100 companies, and then we know the direction of Nasdaq. We cannot trade those companies because their spreads are too high. That's why we cannot trade them, but we can trade Nasdaq because it's the same thing. It's an organization which holds certain company. It holds Apple, Amazon, Facebook, going forward. Fine. Now let's focus on analyzing. Obviously, guys, if we have 100 companies, only few companies are doing good. Only few companies, if I can say, like, I can mention any company that you don't know, but it's part of Nasdaq. You find it's on top 80. So it means that company doesn't influence Nasdaq that much because it's on top. It's on top 80, guys. When it's on top 80, it doesn't have power over Nasdaq. But imagine top 1 or top 5. Imagine the one that is on top 5, more like Apple. It means that company like influences Nasdaq much than the one which is on top 80. So now let's focus on the top 8. You see, we focus only on top 8 companies which influence Nasdaq. So we don't have to analyze all 100 companies, but we will have to analyze the ones that are on top 8 Nasdaq companies. So these top 8 companies are the ones that influence Nasdaq. They are the ones that will tell us the direction of the Nasdaq. So now I want to clarify this theory. A lot of you guys, you say, do not sell Nasdaq, never sell Nasdaq. I agree with you guys, because if you can check Apple, Facebook, Amazon, for example, those are the companies whereby we know they always gain value. You see, so it means they influence Nasdaq much to the point whereby it's always buying. They always have positive. Like Apple releases iPhone 12, you see, good news. Facebook gain more users, you see, like they always gain, positive news. That's why Nasdaq is always on an uptrend or buying. That's why we say do not sell Nasdaq for a long period of time, but buy Nasdaq for long period of time. Hope you guys understand me. So now let's Google again, guys. Nasdaq top 8 companies. Go back. Nasdaq top 8 companies. Nasdaq top 10. Let me say 10. You see, because 8, yeah, it will be trouble. So be sure to check top Nasdaq companies. So they're just giving me the top 30 on this. So if you can check, these are the top 10 most popular Nasdaq companies. These are the companies whereby they influence Nasdaq. Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, like they influence Nasdaq. If you analyze these companies, you know the direction of the Nasdaq. So if all these companies are doing bad in the economy, it means now Nasdaq is gonna sell. But if all these 8 companies are doing good, Nasdaq is always buying. So these companies on top 10, they are the ones which will give you the direction. But do not mind those companies that are on top 80, top 100, because they do not influence Nasdaq that much. So let's check something on Metatrader. Metatrader 4. Metatrader 4. So allow me to use this broker, because I think it got the shares that I want. You see, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. I see US shares. Okay, on US shares, guys, I told you Nasdaq got how many companies? 100 companies. So here are the Nasdaq companies. But you can see, guys, there are so many of them, but then they picked few. They picked few which they know they are much strong to affect the Nasdaq. But out of that few, guys, we also gonna take certain companies which affect the Nasdaq, and then after that we analyze them. Then we know direction or a trend. So we're gonna take Apple. I'm gonna take Amazon. Gonna take Cisco Systems, Facebook, Google, Intel. It's very much important. Then Microsoft, Tesla, Twitter. I'm gonna take Alibaba. Yeah. Then I'm good. I'm fine. So let's check. Start with Apple chart. Remember, I'm a news trader. I won't be analyzing technically, so because I'll be wasting my time. I'm a news trader, and then I'm just gonna show you something. So let's check from here. We're just gonna analyze the because of time. Let's check from 8 o'clock. Okay? From 8 o'clock from here up until here. Apple, it's been selling. It's been selling. Fine. Let's check Amazon chart from 8 o'clock again. I'm just going to show you how we analyze, and also how we analyze 1630. From 8 o'clock, Amazon, it's been selling, we can see. And then let's check Microsoft chart. And then from 8 o'clock, so Amazon, it seems like from 8 it's been buying, and then it was selling from 21.35. And then let's just check these companies without wasting time, and then let's check Nasdaq. How was its movement from 8 o'clock? Let's check Nasdaq, guys. Chart. Then from 8 o'clock, so you can see from 8 o'clock it was selling. I will tell you why. It was guys, I'm not in control here, I don't know. So from 8 o'clock here it was selling. If you can check, it was selling up until somewhere here. It was selling up until somewhere here. Yeah, it was selling up until somewhere here. And then why it reverses is because, guys, I told you we have top 10 companies. I analyzed only 3 important companies. So those 3 important companies, they affected Nasdaq. From 8 o'clock it was selling up until here. So it means now, out of all top 10 companies, from 8 o'clock up until 8:30, it bought again. But because I told you guys, Nasdaq, it influences by those companies we analyzed. You analyze those companies first, you check a trend, then you will know the direction of Nasdaq. This is just the basic understanding of what affects Nasdaq. So if you can check, Nasdaq was selling, it was selling, it was selling, it was selling. And then if you can check another Tesla, let's check Tesla. From Tesla from 8 o'clock. This is 8 o'clock. Tesla sold. So if you can check, like, if all those companies sold at 8 o'clock, it means Nasdaq also sold. So these are the companies which affect Nasdaq. So yeah, this is just part 1 of the video, just basic understanding of what moves the Nasdaq. And then subscribe, guys, for more videos. And then on the second video, I'll be explaining to you guys how we analyze, actually, how we know the direction of Nasdaq. And yeah, end of days.